show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? I want to do a shout out today. I went and bought my pink and green tie for the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Today is their Founders Day. And on tomorrow, I wore my blue suit for Zeta Phi Beta. The shout out to you queens. Happy Founders Day to both sororities. On today, we have Donnell Cooper, president of the Greater Houston Frontiers Club. And I'm telling you, this organization, once you hear about it, you will stay on your mind. And they're going to have a breakfast on Monday. But Mr. Donnell Cooper, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, Cam. Happy New Year to you. How you doing today?
Doing great, doing great, doing great. I was so excited. Shout out to Lorenza Butler who called me and said, hey, what about Donnell Cooper? I said, yes, you come on every year with me. You started with me when I was in a little basement area radio. And I'm telling you, you've
Yes.
been with me the whole way. Let's first of all talk about how you started in this organization and what is the organization and their mission.
Well, Cam, again, I want to thanks again for allowing me to come and be with you on today. I know we've coming out of a pandemic world and still somewhat in a pandemic world, but we're here today to bring some exciting news about the kickoff of 2021. Most importantly, what the Greater Houston Frontiers Club is doing here in the Houston area. The Houston chapter was started back in 1986. We are a national organization. Our home base is out of Philadelphia. There's roughly about 37 chapters throughout the country. Of course, Houston, fourth largest state or city rather in the country. We are the largest chapter, and I've been president now for going on 8 years. And our total mission is community service. We lean back into the community and we give back. Most of 90% of our proceeds go back into a scholarship efforts. And our main mission here in the Houston area is to provide local scholarships for students in Harris County. And I'm proud to say in the last 30 plus years, we've provided over $1.2 million in scholarships just right here in Houston, Texas.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And I wanted people to know that what your organization does. Every year you have one of the greatest breakfasts celebrating Martin Luther King. And in doing so, let's talk about what the meaning of the Martin Luther King Day is to everyone, to the organization, and really how that coincides with the scholarships.
Well, Cam, of course, Dr. King's birthday is on January the 15th. But we're so proud to say that we have an opportunity to always celebrating Dr. King's Day on this Monday. So this coming Monday, January the 18th, will be the 33rd annual Dr. Martin Luther King celebration. And this is our annual scholarship breakfast. And we're proud to say, thanks with support of leaders like Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, we are leading the plateau of celebrating the largest celebration here in the Houston area for Dr. King. So the city of Houston kicks off their day with our annual grand breakfast, normally starting at 8 o'clock in the morning in downtown Houston at the Georgia Brown Convention Center. Over 2,000 plus people in attendance. All of our public officials come down and join us as well. And then we venture over to the parade. And so, we've had a legacy here in Houston. Just to think back 33 years. Wow, I know I don't go back that
Yes.
far with the organization, but it is a long time coming. Again, and I can't thank Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee enough. She was one of the pivotal pillars that really brought our breakfast downtown Houston. And Mayor Turner has been such a great partner with us by always providing the facility for us at a pro bono opportunity under City of Houston's leadership. So, the partnerships that we've built throughout the year, just that's what makes this breakfast so big. To look out in the audience and see members of the chambers, our black chambers, our Great Eastern Partnership members, all of our corporate partners. We have over 180 corporate partners from oil and gas down to grocery stores that are partnering with us to help us make sure that the distribution of our scholarships are successful every year. So definitely want to thank Houston for allowing us to celebrate the 33 years with you.
Absolutely. I love that. We were talking earlier, and I know that you have dedicated your entire life to education. And in doing so, education is really the key to so many of us in the sense of for us to go beyond and make America great. We need to make that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and now we're coming up into inauguration, which will be so pivotal coming up on Wednesday. And in doing so, we found out that now scholarships are so needed for each one of us. Let's talk about that, the education part and how valid and how serious it is, especially now because 40 million plus people are unemployed.
Education, Cam, is going to be a tremendous transition as we go into the 2021 year. And me being a full time, academic professor in college, what we're realizing is that going forward, we would have to offer a menu of modalities in regards to our educational platform. A combination of face to face, virtual, even flex classes. I don't think any college will ever see their enrollment back to the magnitude of what we experienced in 2019, just because of what the pandemic is pushing us to. On a good note, the pandemic has pushed us into a modality where we're communicating with our students in a different manner. Really stepping up and utilizing a lot of the technology platforms that are out there for our students. On the downside, some of our facilities won't see the high volume of penetration with students on a day-to-day basis. But again, the number one goal is going to be just really students finding other ways of maintaining college tuition and scholarships. What the Great Eastern Frontiers are doing, that's what we're trying to sow the seed to our high school seniors. Because again, we know tuition is very expensive, and again, we're just supplying only a portion of the seed for students to be able to take that first step. But once you hear some of the testimonies from so many of our high school seniors of how those $1,000 have been so beneficial, whether that be books, whether that be the food allowance, whether that be some of their important tuition, out-of-state fees, they're telling us a story of how valuable we've been in their lives. And so again, we take great pride in what we're doing as an organization. And again, we're looking forward to continuing this mission. Back last year in 2020 was the first time ever, even during a pandemic, where we stepped up and we provided over $50,000, excuse me, in scholarships. Excuse me. And that was a very opportunity for us because we've never stepped up to that magnitude. In the last 7 years under my leadership, we've only given $30,000. So we stepped up $20,000 additional funds with supplying scholarships to our local students in Harris County. And even in this pandemic year, as we kick off 2021, we're going to be virtual this year with our annual celebration, but we want to step it up again. And so we're hoping with the contributions of our community, with the help of our corporate partners, that we will be able to bless more students. Lastly, this year we're going to be kicking off a brand new electronic process with our new scholarship portal. So no more going to the website, printing off the application, mailing it in, mailing in your transcript from the school. Everything will now be communicated through an electronic device, which is our new scholarship portal. That new portal went live on January the 1st. And so now scholars, our high school seniors can now log into the portal. Our counselors can log into the portal and upload the transcripts for the students. And so again, we're so excited about the new portal and definitely want to thank HEB because HEB was the underwriter for this new portal. And so again, we're excited about what this portal is going to do for our organization as we grow. But most importantly, just being able to engage with our students in a different manner this year is going to be really exciting for us.
Absolutely. I'm thanking you so much for that. I love the fact that you all are helping these students with scholarships because, family, we have to understand that these men and women will have their own families. They will be able to teach their own children what they went through or express to them how valuable the scholarships and things were, how valuable it was to go to school. And I love the fact, I didn't know this part about HCC. Let's talk about you all being in partnership with U of H downtown.
That is correct, Cam. I've been a director now with the college for about three to 4 years, but I've been a full time professor as well with the college for over 20 years. And what I love to share with our community is our workforce program. The average child now that comes into an ACC community environment, they're wanting to know, what can I invest in myself now to make money now? A lot of students are not interested in an associate degree or a 4 year college degree anymore. They're wanting to dive into, and help their family or help their immediate loved ones right now. And so ACC, we offer roughly about 20 to 25 certification programs right now under our Career U program, and a lot of those platforms are $20. And so probably
Wait, wait,
our
wait,
largest
wait,
platform,
wait, 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 wait. You got to stop right there. Stop right there. Not $20. $20 for a
$20,
certification right this moment
$20.
at Houston Community College.
$20, Cam. Probably one of our biggest and most popular programs are our GED and ESL certification programs. Someone interested in learning a second language can come for a full semester right now for $20, and ACC is picking up the additional funds through our grant program. So
Right.
right now during the pandemic, we have partnerships with Texas Workforce Commission, with HJAC, Houston Galveston Council. And so they're picking up a lot of the subsidiary fees. But these certification programs, they grow from welding, certified nurse's assistant. We have cosmetology. We have electrician. We have construction. And so again, when you go to our website and look under the Career for You program, you'll be amazed at the certification programs that are out there. In 2020, even during the pandemic, we did a huge new partnership with Gallery Furniture with Mattress Mac. So right now he's funding over 200 of his Gallery Furniture store employees to go through a soft skill development computer class right now. And so the goal was to allow those students from his store to come onto our ACC campuses. But due to the pandemic, he took 30,000 square feet of his 45 North location and built out a computer lab. And so now the employees have the luxury of coming to work, and in their downtime, they're working on these certification programs, or which are soft skill development programs through ACC. And now, kicking off 2021, he's taking up and building up building up the ladder to a different plateau. So now he's diving into construction. Now he's diving into welding. He's diving into a brand new high school platform that he's going to be launching with a partnership with ACC and KIP Academy. And so again, these certification programs are where Houston, or where students right now are being very, very vibrant. And again, I'm proud to be a part of the institution. And again, I will be happy to come back on at a later date to talk a little bit more about what we're doing here at ACC.
Absolutely. I'm so glad about that. And the reason, family, I wanted us to hear that is because many people that are unemployed, they've now either been furloughed or they've been completely laid off from their jobs. Many will have to find new careers. Or
Correct.
there's some students that are not for a 4-year degree. They need technical schooling, where they can then go out immediately and start with families, funding for the family and stuff like that. So these are the type of things that, as far as knowledge, as far as the HCC coming into place, would be so valid, and so it's invaluable.
Yes, yes, yeah. And the beautiful thing about the Houston Community College is that we have an immediate partnership with UHD. A lot of people don't know that University of Houston downtown is the only subsidiary compartment of U of H. There's a lot separate. They kind of really operate on their own independent platform. But 90% of our students transition right into UHD after completing their 2 year associate degree with Houston Community College. And so that partnership is already there. And so again, it's a wonderful opportunity to start at a more realistic financial standpoint. A lot of students now come out of high school are not going into a 4 year, not only not going into a 4 year, but may not even be eligible because of just how expensive tuition is right now. So what a wonderful way to start off at the Houston Community College level. We have a beautiful partnership with HISD along with Fort Bend right now. We're really pushing our dual credit. When I was coming up through high school, in my days, dual credit didn't even exist. So
Right.
now Fort Bend HISD students, they can leave high school with 18 credited hours already, and a lot of those programs are free again through the partnership. So we're encouraging more high schools to join with ACC to be a part of that partnership program. And now high school students are coming now into a community college environment with already 18 hours, which is halfway of an associate degree already. And so
Wow.
again, what that does is that just shortens your pattern for completing your 4-year degree. And so again, that's just another wonderful opportunity and tool that we're really trying to empower, keyword, empower our
Right.
local students right now. Because again, those things just not, they didn't necessarily exist years ago. And so the dual credit program is where it is.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad you mentioned that because of the fact that school in itself, when people
Hmm.
you have a lot of people that maybe age,
Yes.
they like I said, they're getting laid off at this point, and they always say, "Well, Cam, my age." I don't know. I always hear this because they were so close to retirement, many of them, but they were laid off beforehand. And then now they're looking
Yes.
at new careers at this point. And
Yeah.
because of the pandemic, they haven't been able to go out. But in looking so, I've realized that you have different programs that are still available, and it's not. And family, let's be honest. It doesn't have to do with your age. Now is the
Yes.
time to do whatever your dream is.
That's correct. That's correct. And you hit on something very important talking about age, but most
Yes,
importantly talking about the amount of people who have been laid off.
yes,
One reason why Mac has now dived into the welding field with empowering students to go into welding because he's done the research and he's looked at now in the manufacturer. Let's take our car dealerships. They're hurting welders right now. Our offshore companies, they're hurting for welders right now. The maritime programs for the Port of Houston, high school students can come out making almost $60,000 out of high school by being
wow,
a part of the maritime program. Well, if you add on that welding degree or that welding certification, that just puts you in another whole ballpark. And when I go up to high schools and I speak to students, I tell students, if me and you are graduating today, the same year, we're both high school candidates of 2021, and let's say you already have 3 or 4 certifications under your belt, and I just have a college diploma. You are really more valuable than I am. Why? Because the company does not have to invest those initial dollars to obtain those same certifications that you already have. So I'm coming in with a lot of book knowledge, with high GPA, a great attitude, great, a good characteristic skills. But they have to train me. I have to go and take time to go in to these various trainings to obtain what you already have. And so, if you're working right now part time, this is a wonderful time to take advantage to sharpen your skills. That's what my dad always said. When you got some downtime, sharpen your blade. And take these certification programs are normally once a week, and so and again they're mostly 8 out. I mean they're mostly 8-week programs, and so it's a wonderful time to take advantage of some downtime to get some of these certifications up under your belt. Because again, as we move forward, coming out of this pandemic, going into our 20th century modalities of working, we're gonna have to be a little bit more attractive. Those who have been fortunate to sit on the job for 20, 25 years, and maybe in a management role or just came out of college, those days are going to be a little bit over because the competition is
right.
going to be so high right now. So we're going to have to make ourselves a little bit more valuable. And how you do that is that we're going to start investing in ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I so like that in what you said because we have to invest in ourselves. We have to start that. And as parents, we have to invest in our children immediately.
Yes, yes. And just like I said, going back to the topic of the day, the meaning of Martin Luther King Day. This is what our civil rights leader was all about. About partnering with each other. About bridging the gap. I
Right.
think the big word right now, in corporate America is how do we overcome the digital divide. And so a lot of that is going to be about us embracing each other, embracing our skill sets. Companies coming together. I'm working with Cadence Bank right now. Cadence Bank is interested in partnering with ACC because they have paid internships. They're looking for community college students to be able to come into the internship program and be able to go into the banking industry. But who's offering paid interns now? A lot of companies are
Right.
offering interns, but they're not paid.
Right.
So yeah, so again, so the opportunities are out there, and we're just trying to be one of the many tools that are out there for our local community. And again, just being some of that vital component of what Dr. King we would like for us to be doing right now. And this is what he was all about.
Right.
Talking about, I have a dream. I have a
Mm-hmm.
dream. I'm sure you have a dream, Cam.
Right.
But so many of our students across the country right now are dreaming to be and become what they want to be one day in life. And so, organizations like Great Eastern Frontiers, we're just trying to be one of the many opportunities that are available for students to have this free seed money to
Mm-hmm.
get their careers started. Yes,
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you're coming on, because one thing I know about you, knowledge is power. And we've
knowledge is
got to
power.
start, yes, as we collaborate and unite together, we've got to give each other that knowledge. What each of us, some don't know, like I didn't know about HCC, and what I didn't know the certifications, about the certifications and things like that. But by you
Correct.
coming on and telling us, we have to be able, family, to take part in that.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, because again, I have several mentors,
Mm-hmm.
throughout my journey that I've had the pleasure of embracing. But I'll never forget, the day a mentor took me to the Dr. Martin King Memorial Breakfast at the Georgia Brown, and
Mm-hmm.
he looked at me and said, I want you to be a part. I want you to be a part of this organization. And I said, well, hey, we'd love to be a part of this organization. And immediately that February, hey, I was at my first meeting. And
Mm-hmm.
I've never looked back because again, people who know me well, they know that I'm all about the community. I'm all
Yeah.
about giving back. I'm all about empowering our community, but most importantly, about empowering our youth. Because
Yes.
let's be realistic. Some of our youth right now are lost.
Yes.
They have no direction. No
Mm-hmm.
one is trying to embrace them. No one is trying to engage them, and so they're on this survival platform every day of
Mm-hmm.
trying to make it the best way they can. And so, we have to do a better job as a community with getting involved with our local students. Whether if they could just be going to the school one day a week to read. Some of our kids right now are not even reading at the educational level that they should be. Or just providing free tutorials, whether that be math, science, some of the very pivotal educational platforms that really hinder a lot of high school students from going into some career models. How many people have you met and like to say, well, I wanted to be an engineer, but math wasn't my subject. So right now, how many students have that same type of fear about numbers, about math? And so our educators, we could do maybe a little better job with offering some free tutorials, some free mentorships to help our students that want to go into some of these diverse majors. So, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the community. I'm all about giving back. And I like to touch people and bring people up under my tutelage. I'm proud to say that just here recently I had one of my new mentees. He's like a son to me. The Darius Weber just recently graduated from Morehouse, but his senior year was during the pandemic. And every day, he would call and just say, Pops, I'm just frustrated. My senior year is just going down the drain. I'm not going to have a graduation. And every day I was always encouraging him about don't look at the pandemic as a sour opportunity. Look at some of the positive things because, again, you will still be able to graduate. You still will be able to go out and say, I'm a proud graduate of Morehouse. So the pandemic is not killing your world, it's not killing your dream. It's just pushing you and giving you an opportunity to start creating your story. So 20 years from now, you can go on and say, my college year, my senior year, the pandemic hit, COVID-19 hit. But look at all the things that I've been able to overcome now. I graduated successfully, top of my class. I came back to Houston. I'm now teaching, and so I always was trying to be encouraging to him as a student, trying to give him that balance because I can remember the times when he wanted to come home. He wanted to give up. So many of the students have that same mindset because again the family structure is not there.
Absolutely.
Mom might be there, but mom might be working two or three jobs, and there's a certain time of day when I have to call because again because mom is busy or dad is busy or
Mm-hmm.
whoever is raising the child, as that parental guardian is not available. So again, I'm in college right now, but I'm still on that self survival mindset. So, as a community, I think the famous phrase is that it takes a village, and so
It
it takes a
does.
village in order for us to get out there to embrace our future.
Absolutely. We will be right back with Mr. Donnell Cooper.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Light up your new year with a top-rated luxury SUV from Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 XT4 Luxury Collection for $319 a month, the new 2021 XT5 Luxury Collection for $399 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for $459 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Amazing things for you.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, family, we are back. We're talking to Mr. Donnell Cooper. Mr. Cooper, we were talking about mentorship, and we were talking about just everything that's happening with the Greater Houston Frontiers Club. And just talking about the meaning of Martin Luther King, what that dream looks like, what it really is, because it's so prevalent, especially now.
Yes, the dream is very, very important, and we're very excited about this upcoming year. On Monday, we definitely want to invite the city of Houston. We want to invite everyone out because again, we will be moving to our first ever in 33 years, our first virtual celebration. And so again, the pandemic has allowed us to pushed us rather to celebrate this day in a different way. And so again, we're very thankful for our partner KHOU that will be featuring the Breakfast Live on Monday at 9 o'clock. So we will be taking the place of Great Day Houston. But again, you will be able to sit back in your own home, and not have the hustle and bustle of getting in your car, coming downtown Houston early morning, and just sit back and watch the celebration and still celebrate Dr. King. So again, we're celebrating 33 years, and again, we are going to be encouraging everyone to get out, and get online and donate. And so, as you hear these testimonials from these students that are going to be on a part of the program, we want you to log on to our QR code or log on to our website and donate and help sow a seed. Because again, 100% of these funds that we're raised on this annual occasion go back towards scholarships. Dr. King's dream means a lot to us, and on this annual day, we always highlight a drum major recipient, a drum major award recipient. And so this year, we're proud to say that we're going to be honoring rapper Trader Truth. Will be our 2021 drum major recipient, and again, we're just so proud and grateful to be a part of his journey, his legacy, what he's doing, and what he has done here in the Houston area.
Absolutely. And let's talk about Trey. I'm so glad you brought him up. I'm so proud of him. And just looking at it, he took on it in looking all through floods, droughts, whatever it
Yes.
might be, he's always there with a team of people to help.
Always there. Trey has, he's a very modest guy.
Yeah.
He was even hard to get a recording from him,
Right.
just to make a part of the program. He's like, look, I'm not about the award. I'm not about the accolades. I'm just here to work. And I say, no, Trey, we want to honor you. We want to put you on a platform and put you in the lineup of the other historical drum majors that we've honored over the last 33 years. So, but as you said, Cam, I can't think of countless
Right.
hurricanes where Trey and his team have been out, with trucks,
Yes.
with
Floods.
food
Yeah.
distribution or PPE gear. You name it, he's been there.
Yes.
Whether it be holidays, providing meals, he's out there, every day. And so, just to look at his vision, we thought that he would be a great candidate for the modern 21st century day Civil Rights Drum Major Recipient Award because, again, he's doing the exact things that Dr. King did 50 years ago in regards to getting out there, hands-on, boots on the ground, embracing his community. So, again, the Greetings and Frontiers, we say congratulations again to Trade the Truth. And, again, when you tune in on Monday, you will be able to see other public officials that are also saying congratulations to Trade the Truth.
Absolutely. I'm so glad when I was thinking about it and I was talking to Lorenza about it, I said we had to get you not only because on this day because it's right before your breakfast, but it is Martin Luther King's birthday is today. That's what we celebrate.
Correct.
We celebrate his day on Monday, but his actual day is today.
The actual day is today. So again, happily heavenly birthday to our full founder, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today is the historical birthday day. However, we do celebrate it a few days later. But, I think this same time last year, Cam, was our first time. Actually, was our this would be our third year that Mary Turner inducted today, January 15th, as Greater Houston Frontiers Day.
Right.
And so we had an opportunity to have this honor of celebrating this same day on January 15th, 2 years ago, with Mary Turner. So this is a great day and a great honor day to be able to celebrate this dream with Dr. King. And so again, we know that his family, Coretta, along with sons and daughters across the city, are continuing to carry the legacy. But most importantly, we're happy to celebrate this day because we know so many millennials. Dr. King is not talked about as much. I'm not saying that he's not, but as much in our school system anymore.
Right.
So we want this historical day for our new upcoming millennials, our first, second, third graders, our next generations to be able to know, no, today is not just Monday is not just a free day out of school.
Right.
We want you to know the legacy and the milestones and the barriers that we had to overcome as a culture to be able to have a day off. So
Right.
it's not just because your school says no school. No, someone worked for that. Someone died for that opportunity. And so we want to make sure that we continue to carry on that legacy of that dream.
Absolutely. I'm so thankful that you're doing it. It says here the promise of education is the key to unlock potential. And I know that's what the Greater Houston Frontiers Club, that's your thought and motto.
That is our thought and that is our motto. As I stated, when I opened up, our total commitment is providing community service. And the breakfast is just one of the many platforms of events that we do throughout the city. It is our largest event. But again, right after we come out of the breakfast, again, we've already adapt to the virtual world. So we're going to be launching a virtual raffle that's going to be a raffle like no other. That's roughly about $10,000 to $15,000 worth of merchandise that's going to be involved in this package. But our Junior Frontiers and along with our general membership will have an opportunity to be a part of this fundraiser. So again, it's going to be a 60-day fundraiser that again will be raising funds for scholarships. But there's going to be Mac computers, Apple watches, a lot of different high dollar gadgets that are going to be in this bundle raffle. So again, we're very, very excited about that. And if I could just pause for a minute and elaborate a little bit about our Junior Frontiers, because we do have a youth platform. And so our youth platform of Junior Frontiers is really where we really center a lot of our attention. So Junior Frontier age normally comes in right at about 14 years old, which is the entry level of high school, up until 18. And so 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, a Junior Frontier has an opportunity to be under the tutelage of the Greater Houston Frontiers. And our mission, again, is to just expose them. We expose them to career opportunities. We have speakers that come in to our monthly meetings to engage them, to talk about life, talk about peer pressure, talk about opportunities, talk about college, you name it. The Junior Frontiers has an opportunity to be engaged in that. But our biggest platform is every year we have an opportunity to take our Junior Frontiers to our Democratic, convention. And so they get an opportunity to go down to D.C., engage with a lot of our public officials. We have lunches and dinners that are already sponsored for a lot of the youth that have an opportunity to go on that trip. But it's a wonderful opportunity just to expose them because so many students are growing up now and they don't even know what outside of the city looks like. And so again, the Junior Frontiers platform is a wonderful opportunity. So we definitely want to encourage our local high school students to join. Again, that information can be found again on our website at ghfrontiers.com.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Parents, you also need to look at that too for your students, for your children. If you're very interested, I know many of them are interested in placing their children in just different organizations to where they can explore, where they can actually see people that look like them, that are doing well.
Exactly. And so, we're very excited about, what we've overcome. In May, every year, the first Thursday in May is normally our scholarship banquet. Again, we're already last year, we had an opportunity again to partner with KHOU, and we did a virtual celebration because the pandemic was still very high back during May of 2020. But again, we did a virtual celebration with KHOU. We partnered with them with a live feed on their social media, and we had over 35,000 viewers to be a part of that program, to be able to witness and hear the testimonies from our scholarship recipients. Our scholarship process is one that we take a lot of pride in because we're not just giving away money. The students that are receiving these scholarships, they're definitely well deserving of it. And we have members for the Frontiers who desire not to even be a part of the process, Cam, because the stories are just so overwhelming. We normally have over 200 students that apply throughout Harris County for the scholarship every year. But one portion of that process is a one-on-one, face-to-face interview, and so they have to come dressed apart for a job interview, dressed apart for an interview session. So we give them criteria that a male and female that they have to be dressed accordingly. We ask them to be punctual. There's an essay that's involved. But when you're sitting there listening to them in those interviews, just to hear some of the battles and barriers that they have to overcome to still be top of their class, whether that be the loss of a mother, loss of a father, or just experiencing death, whether that be through a friend or through a family member, but they're still rising to the occasion to be top of their class. And so we have members who wish not to be a part of the process because the stories are just so overwhelming. And so we have had a great opportunity to invite our corporate partners to be a part of the interview because we want them to see where their dollars are going. And so HEB is one of our top leading sponsors. They sponsor our scholarship banquet every year. So we definitely want to thank HEB being a part of that platform. Because again, even though they're a world-renowned large grocery store chain, their number one mission is education. And so again, you have a lot of employees at HEB that start off at a lower level, a cashier level, and they work their way up through the career chain. And so again, we're just happy to be a part of their educational platform because educational again is power.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so glad you're speaking on that, and I'm so glad we're here together in talking about it because to our parents as well as the students that are watching, just to know that you're there. Greater Houston Frontiers Club is there for each student that's there.
We are, we are there for each student. And as you said, Cam, you said a very key word, which is parent. And I take a lot of pride, in my mother and father. I try to make them a part of everything that I do today. But one thing I can say that my mother and father prepared for was college. And I always say between college and graduate school, I don't even know what a loan process looks like. And I'm not bragging, but I'm bragging on my parents because
Right.
my parents prepared for their child to go to college. So I didn't have to endure a loan process. I didn't come out of college with these high interest rates of loans, in order to pay off. But times have changed, and I understand that. So again, I'm not bragging, but I am stating that that time can still come too. But our parents, we have to be engaged and we have to be prepared. We know that when we bring life, when we bring birth to a young boy or a young girl as a child, one day they're going to go off to college. And so we have
Absolutely.
to start planning a little earlier. We have to take those pride hats off and start reaching back into our families and start asking for support and stop waiting to the last minute. And so many students are waiting to the last minute to apply for scholarships. Look at the statistics of the thousands of millions of dollars that are being returned back into corporate America because kids are not even applying for the scholarships. And why are they not applying? Normally because of writing skills. A lot of the larger scholarship platforms, you have to write an essay. And so when students go through the guidelines and they see an essay, they go to the next application. They don't want to make time for that. And so we have to encourage our students to be a part of the competitive world because those are the dollars that are out there. It's not just going to be about, hey, I'm going to college. Can you help me? Well, yeah, I can help you. but you're gonna have to put something into the push as well. And so parents have to be a part of that as well. And then we want to encourage our parents to continue to be role models as well. Because again, I've set the bar high for my parents, for my kids. I'm working on my PhD now because at one point in time I told my girls, hey, daddy, I set the bar high with my master's degree, and I want to see you achieve the same thing. But as time grew, I said to myself, a master's degree is nothing in today's time. So I encourage myself to get back in school again as a role model for my own kids. But parents, we have to do the same thing. We have to sometimes take a pause in life to say, you know what, I'm working to provide for my family, but I also need to take some time to go back and finish school. Or I also need to take some time to add some additional certifications to what I'm doing now, so that I can grow in my career. And so, Great Eastern Frontiers, that's what we're all about bridging the gap to allow parents to also be a part of some of these success stories. Because again, we know that our students are important, but we want our parents to have a success story as well.
Absolutely. Let's do this. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with Mr. Donnell Cooper.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Light up your new year with a top-rated luxury SUV from Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 XT4 Luxury Collection for $319 a month, the new 2021 XT5 Luxury Collection for $399 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for $459 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Amazing things for you.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much, family. We are right back with Mr. Donnell Cooper. We were talking, Donnell, about parents, and we were reiterating what their part is during this time, as well as them getting back into doing certifications if they'd like to.
As well, Cam. We definitely wanted to continue to encourage our parents to focus on getting back in school. I think so many times, in life, as parents, we get so busy, get so bogged down with work and working one and two jobs, and just never taking an opportunity to work on to invest back in ourselves. So, if you're a parent out there today and, you haven't finished school, or you're designed to get back in school, stop saying that, I'm too old, or there's nothing out there for me. There's a lot of programs out there. And most importantly, there's a lot of dollars out there, especially for our minority parents, to get back into school. And so, again, we definitely want to encourage you to look at some of these opportunities, especially right now in this pandemic time, because again, we know so many parents have been affected, whether it be unemployment, whether it be furlough. And so now you may have been engineering, you may have been in banking. Now, we're 50 years old and we're saying, what am I going to do now? We had to go in a whole different career manner. So this is a great time to look into some of the certification programs that East Community College, Lone Star, St. Jack, some of our community colleges are offering throughout the city. So definitely want to encourage the parents to take this year, take 2021, to do a little something different, but make some time for you. Make it a personal goal, not just don't talk about it. Make it a personal goal to invest in yourself this year and gain some additional education.
I so love that, what you said, because one thing about it, you said something so pivotal earlier, is that if we don't use the dollars, we lose the dollars.
Yes, we do. We do, Cam. I can't think of so many companies that I see on the statistical reports that are just putting money back into their to their annual accounts because not enough students applied for them. And so again, start. I would encourage parents now. If your child is going into high school this year, the ninth grade, it used to be a thing where we started planning our senior year, but now with the world being so competitive and institutions being so expensive for tuitions, we have to start a little higher. So I would encourage parents, eighth grade or even ninth grade, to start researching what scholarships are out there. If you don't know, you can Google them. Or start asking some of your career friends at your churches or some in your companies about what dollars are out there. But you'll be surprised at the laundry list of scholarships that are out there, again, for minority students in any field that they desire to go into. But I'm always looking for those obsolete opportunities that no one knows about. I always tell a funny story. When I was in college, one of my good friends, she played golf. And when it was time to go on the weekend for the football games and travel, I would always say, "Hey, we're going to the game this weekend." And she would always say, "Well, I can't go. I have a golf tournament, out of town this weekend." I would say, "A golf tournament?" And then when I would joke about it, she would always say, "Yeah, but I'm on a full scholarship." And then, that didn't really hit me till way after college. I would say, you know what? All those times, that I would talk to her about going out having fun, she was going to take an opportunity to go and play golf, but she was on a full scholarship. And, in an HBCU school during that time, the golf teams were very small, 6 or 7 people. But she took the time somewhere in high school to say, "I'm going to college to play golf," and those are the type of opportunities that schools have, those large pockets of dollars out there in scholarship monies for programs we're not even thinking about. And so, parents, we have to start, putting different opportunities in front of our kids as well. There can only be so many football players. There can only be so many basketball players. And I know, some of our students, they want to grow up and be like some of our idol sports entertainers out there. But that's a small world. Realistically, if you look into how many students are coming out of high school, come out of college that have that opportunity, that's a small window. So let's take this opportunity going into 2021 to really start maybe to embrace and show our students and our kids a larger platform opportunity that's out there, and that's all going to come between exposure. Let's start turning some of our family vacations into some college tours. We're going to go and visit 2 or 3 Ivy League schools just to give it exposure. Because again, if you don't put the dream in front of the child, the student would never be able to dream. And so, but again, that comes with planning, that comes with preparation, and you'll be amazed at how many colleges are out there that you can call and say, "Hey, I'm in Houston, Texas. I read about Michigan and Yale and some of our high, Ivy League schools, and we want to come down for a tour." You'd be amazed that phone call, how that phone call would go, because who's ever answered the phone was probably going to say, "Hey, we have minority scholarships available." Because again, when you talk about grant money, every grant has a minority clause. And so every institution has to make sure that they would fulfill the minority count when it comes to students, whether it be male or female. So your phone call probably could have came at the right time, and that institution may be willing to fly the family up to have that college experience, to experience that tour there at the college. So I never doubt myself. I never say no as an answer. And so I would encourage parents to let's just start creating a different mindset, a different way of thinking when it comes to empowering ourselves as parents, but most importantly, as we start to set those dreams and those goals up with our kids.
I'm so glad you said that, because we also love the fact that the Greater Houston Frontiers Club, you mentioned earlier about parents putting their children with your organization and how that's done.
Yes.
Yeah, and the age. Let's say that again. Some of the parents were asking that.
Yeah, so Cam, so our Junior Frontiers platform starts at 14 to 19, which is again going to be doing junior. I'm sorry, their high school platform. So that would be from their freshman to their senior year. So you can go to our website, GreaterHoustonFrontiers.com or GHFrontiers.com, and you want to look under the Junior Frontiers platform. All the information is there. Lily Rawls is my chair for the Junior Frontiers, and she's doing an exceptional good job We're already kicked off this year. We did a new partnership this year with Top Teens and some of the Jack and Jill chapters throughout the city, bringing in those students to embrace them and educate them on what we're doing for the Dream Frontiers. And while your child is partnering with the Dream Frontiers, you as a parent, you can come and join the Great Eastern Frontiers. Again, we know parents are busy, but again, we just meet one day a month. It's normally a formal dinner in a face-to-face setting. Again, we've been virtual for some time now, but again, we meet every first Thursday of the month. And again, it's an opportunity for us to have our business meeting, but it immediately gets the parent engaged. So we have several different working models within our organization that we immediately get parents engaged according to their skill set, whether that be membership, whether that be with our golf tournament, whether that be with our scholarship program, or whether that be with our Junior Frontiers. And so again, it's a wonderful opportunity to get parents involved. And so I remember, eight years ago when I joined the club was 12 members. And I'm proud to say now that we've grown to over 30 plus members. And so again, we have a lot of talent. So again, we're all working volunteers. I know that I take a lot of pride in what I do throughout social media, representing the club. But everything you see is me volunteering. So we're all just dedicated to the craft, but most importantly, dedicated to changing lives.
Absolutely. I'm so glad about that because it's so valuable, especially this time in 2021. Coming out of 2020, we've lost so many people, so many family members, so many just people that we just actually know through COVID and, with the coronavirus. And so a lot of the parents as well as children have seen this death that has happened around them. And many have been, gone into depression, disappointment, have lost, not only just family members, but also the loss of jobs. So I'm so glad that you were talking about just the scholarships that are available, that there is a brighter, day for each one of the children that are out there, and also to get involved.
Yes, we have to find a different way, to operate around this pandemic. We can't allow, America as a country. We're such a great and strong country, but we have to find a way to overcome, the battle of this pandemic. And yes, stated correctly, Cam. So many of our students probably have lost a loved one. And that has been a trying time for a child going through school to be able to mourn the loss of a loved one. Some have lost mom and dad, due to this pandemic. And so college may not even be on the forefront or even a thought right now for that student. And so as a community, as parents, as adults, as organizations, Great Eastern Frontier, we're just one of the many organizations that are out there. But we have to embrace those opportunities and let those kids know, no, we know mom and dad, is not gone. We never question God's calling, but we
Right.
can't allow that child to give up on their dream. And so we have to continue to embrace and empower and overcome these opportunities. So I speak very candidly and very positively that I know that this pandemic will be past us. We will talk about this, in years to come. But right now, we have to hunker down, wash our hands, wear our masks, social distance to be safe, because again, the numbers are continuing to grow. But again, as we embrace this pandemic, we also still have to continue to dream big,
Yes.
continue to set aggressive goals. I would encourage every parent to start start kicking off your year. With some type of goal. I do it like a mock opportunity to put together a dream board. I call it a dream
Vision.
board.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
May call it a vision board, but I do one every year. I
Yeah.
do one every year with my family, and I put unrealistic things on there because I'm a big dreamer. I don't want to just put, oh yeah, I'm going, I'm going to grow here. I'm going to do this. I set unrealistic opportunities for myself to keep myself busy, to keep myself destined for greatness. And again, I would encourage every parent, if you haven't taken that time this year to do that with your kids, just grab a sheet of paper. You don't have to go to the store and get a whiteboard. Take a sheet of paper. Take some time to have a family night, a family day, and say, hey, just write 10 things that you want to achieve this year. Go online and take those 10 things that you write down and find some pictures to attach to it. Hey, if how many kids have never ridden a plane before? That they may desire not to only ride a plane, they might want to own a plane. They might want
Right.
to own a jet. Print those things out and put those things on your door, put those things on your mirror, put them in your closet. I have mine on my closet, so when I'm in my closet getting dressed every day, I walk out of my closet, bam, it's right there, and I can say yes, and I'm checking off as I go. And I'm setting some timelines for myself to be accountable. And so
Hmm.
as you set those goals, parents, as you set those kids, accountability is the key. You have to hold yourself accountable. You can't let 12 months, 365 days out of the year go by and you say, well, I did this in January, but I got too busy. I was lazy, just procrastinating. You got to hold yourself accountable if you want to be successful.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the breakfast again. Let's tell exactly what will we be looking at and the times, as well as how do they log on.
All right.
Let's
So
go.
again, if you're here in Houston, yeah. So again, if you're here in Houston, please join us this Monday, January 18th. We're going to be live on KHOU channel 11 at 9 a.m. So normally that time slot is for Great Day Houston with Deborah Duncan. You will see the Great Houston Frontiers 33rd annual breakfast at that time. If you're listening today to this show and you're outside of Houston, you can go to khou.com and still participate and watch the live stream. And so again, this is going to be a wonderful opportunity. In 33 years, we're going to be in a virtual world. But again, keep in mind, this whole celebration is to raise dollars for scholars. And so again, all the funds that will be raised for this event go back to scholarships. And so again, as the breakfast will be on, you will see our QR code on the bottom of the screen. You can take your smart devices and scan that code, and it takes you directly to our website where you can donate. 10, 20, $100,000, whatever you have, your heart desires would be a great magnitude to these scholars. So again, help us in this 2021 year to be a part of this celebration. Again, go to greateasternfrontiers.com or abbreviated GHfrontiers.com and participate. And we look forward to seeing you again on Monday, KHOU Channel 11, 9 a.m.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friend. This has been such a joy on today to be with you. Mr. Donnell Cooper, who is the president of the Greater Houston Frontiers Club. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for all the years and contributions you've done to Houston. I know it's a magnitude. I've seen you along the way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cam. Happy New Year to you. Be safe. And again, I know that you will be tuning in with us on Monday. And again, I
Absolutely.
look forward to coming back again and talking to you about the ACC.
Talk to you soon. See you then.
Talk to you soon.
On next week, we have so many great people. We have Chip Baker, motivational speaker, Jilly, who is the pop artist of the world. She's global. We will have Hawthorne James. Big Red will be in the building. We are going to have inauguration day on Wednesday. We'll talk to you then, 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. Bye.